play with, and I'm fanatical about it, as you might tell by my reaction. Like, except now it's my phone. Phone. Here is the world's perfect drummer. Perfect.
Terrible drummer.
No, if I think that's boring, then I'm boring. It's just doing it. Right, okay, so metronome is your best friend if you know how to work with it and learn from it. So when I play with this, my favorite drummer, well, no, it's not my favorite drummer, it's the world's perfect drummer. I pretend it's my favorite drummer. So it's a different thing than you put on the, I've had students come in, and there are times and I put on the metronome, and they're not even playing with it, right? So if I interact like this, hopefully you have a favorite drummer. I've got lots of them, because I think about drums and drumming and rhythm a lot. So I might say, this is Jimmy Cobb. He's one of my favorite drummers. So I might, when I put that on, close my eyes and imagine that's actually Jimmy Cobb playing, just in the room going, snapping on 2 and 4. So if Jimmy Cobb was really here, right here, I'd pay attention to him, right? I'd play with him. So, and I even use this word very purposefully. I'd be devoted to him. Because that entails not pay attention, blah, blah. Devotion is spiritual, mental, physical. So I put my devotion to Jimmy Cobb in the room. So that way, it's way more fun to play with. And also psychologically, when I was a student at Berkeley, I had tons of broken metronomes. I'd get so mad, and I'd just at the wall, and there was like a little metronome broke. But because, psychologically, I was treating it as it was telling me that my times suck. And you know what? My time still sucks. No one has perfect time. But when it became better was when I realized it's actually there to help me, not tell me that I suck. It's actually telling me and teaching me a lot about how to feel time. So, it's all how you relate to it, whether it's going to be awesome or you hate it. I love it. And I won't practice without it, to be honest. I literally think you're wasting your time, all puns intended. Because, you might say, I'm going to practice really slow, and then you're speed. But also, I like to practice extremely slow. You'd be surprised how slow I practice. Yeah.
Do you practice on an acoustic guitar to get more technique on the electric?
I don't play acoustic guitar. I practice on, that's a really good, I practice on electric guitar with an amp, because that's my instrument. Now, I've been on the road traveling, and sometimes I just warm up. Maybe I don't have an amp. But this is my instrument. Because if I don't use an amp, it's going to happen. Again, talking about habits you develop, I'm going to go to hear myself. Guess what? That's going to be a habit whether I put the amp on. I'm still going to play like that. Because if I need more, I should always keep my technique light and never overplay. If it's not light, then I'm working too hard. So if I need more, that's what the volume knob's for. So I can keep my technique light and not.
I find that difficult swapping between amplified double bass and
I bet.
acoustic.
Yeah, plus
Sometimes
you have that and
it's
that.
a nicer sound without the, but it's a different discipline.
It's a totally yeah.
I was watching one of your videos of Plucky strumming. Of course, you played an acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
But you played it like in a sort of classical guitar style.
Yeah.
And I think if you're playing, I've tried to learn quite a few unaccompanied guitar things, and it forces you to make sure you've heard you think you're playing it, but you've got to make sure you've heard it, and you've played it properly. You've got your hands in exactly the right position.
Yeah.
Training technique.
Yeah. I think so.
But I tend to play with backing track all the time with my electric guitar plugged in. So.
Yeah. Yeah, doing that. That project was that was the first time I ever recorded on acoustic guitar and really even owned one. And I found it very difficult. To play that instrument. Because I'm used to, you have to dig into an acoustic instrument to get it to make a sound. This, I don't want to dig into it. I want to keep it as light as possible. So it was really, it was very hard. I have deep respect for acoustic guitars.
You used to have
I have zero classical music training. I'm a kind of a classical music idiot, to be honest. I can't tell you anything about it.
Do you mind? Could you maybe share with us a few ways to use the metronome to practice with?
Yeah. Okay. So, well, here's the thing. Time. Well, these things intersect in the like. If I made these circles, oh, I had something to write. So, technique, time, feel, and rhythm. They're not all the same. They're separate little categories, but there's a place in the middle where they all connect, and that's relaxation. So to me, the unifying principle, not to me, I believe this is a fact, but we could discuss that. But the unifying principle of great technique is relaxation. It doesn't matter what instrument you play. If you watch, and this is great because on YouTube you could watch people, watch how they physically play. Vladimir Horowitz playing Rachmaninoff, mind-blowing. He's so relaxed. Chick Corea, Bela Fleck, Jimi Hendrix. Yngwie Malmsteen, it doesn't matter the instrument or the style. They're all very relaxed. That's how they get that technique. So, on this thing that, rhythm is the physical element of music. It's what makes you want to dance, right? The ancient Greeks said, music is, obviously all music is melody, harmony, and rhythm. So melody is the mind. Harmony is the heart. You hear a beautiful chord and you go, oh, it makes you feel a vibe. So rhythm is what makes you want to move and dance. So if you're dancing, if you're at home by yourself and you put James Brown on, you start moving, you're having a good time. You're like, yeah, that's cool, right? There's no tension there. So you want to find that place on your metronome. All music, whether it's swung or it's funky or it's straight, has a dance. So, and it has a physical space that it sits in. So if we said, let me find a nice thing. I call this the pocket Tai Chi. Okay, now, usually in swing music, if it's swing, we would feel the metronome on beats 2 and 4. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So that's really where the pocket is. 3, 4, right? So I'm internalizing beats 1 and 3. 1, 1. That's really important because good drummer's not going to give me 1 per se. They may or may not. They don't have to. That's the point. They shouldn't have to give me 1. I give me 1, right? I have to feel 1, 4. So anyway, try this with me. So if we say 1 or the top of the phrase, so we're going to think of this as a clock that's going around. We're going to say that's the top of the phrase. So 3, 4, 1, 2, and let me see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So everybody make this circle. So you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. That's how big 60 is. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. That physical space. It's also this one. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It's a little smaller. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1. And it's also going to be a lot bigger. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Maybe it's a 2-bar phrase. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can see the tempo of 60 as the half note is this big in physical space, this big in physical space, or that big. So what I want to do, since I want to be really relaxed, because that's where great technique comes from, not just great technique comes from relaxation, is I want to find the one that makes me feel the most relaxed. So I might think, that one's okay, actually. 3. If I do the smaller one, I can kind of feel. That's why I stand up and play, because then I can feel that somewhere in my body. Now, this is up to us as individuals, how you want to express that. That's the great thing about jazz, as opposed to the classical players, where they do it, but they have to refine it. I don't have to be so refined with that, or you don't. But you find where you move with that. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That feels really relaxed. 1, 2. So if I'm going to practice to that, 2, 3, 4. I'm just like, takes all the tension away from me. So that would be, and so that's what I would suggest to you is when you work with a metronome, find the place where you can find that circle that you're relaxed in. Depending on the tempo, there's at least 3 of them. Pick the one that feels the best and move to it, and then all the tension goes away. You know, it's cool. And then you can move to that. And then, so if I can do that with the metronome, I guess this is my thoughts about the perfect drummer. When I get with a really great drummer, Paul, then I can just get it, and I don't have to count everything. If I'm counting every little bit, I'm going to lose it. 2, 3, 4. Subdivision of that, you're going to be too tense, and there's your enemy. Any tension is your enemy at any tempo, but especially if you get to a faster tempo, you're dead in the water. It's just also the same thing. Like if I'm thinking about, is that the ninth of the chord? So if you practice like that, so at any tempo you can call upon your metronome. You can find that place where you relax with it and moving with it, and you're having fun. That joy will come across too when you play, and it'll get rid of your tension, which again is your enemy.